What's up guys, welcome to this channel. I am Taufik Abiola. I'm a day trader. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about price action trading strategy. All you need to know about price action. I will be breaking down everything to you in this video. Price action trading strategy, its entry and exit rule criteria, how to spot the bias we are currently in the market, and the psychology behind this price action trading strategy. So in this video, what I will explain more will be on my laptop screen without wasting much of our time. So let me take you to my laptop screen in no time and explain everything to you in detail, because this is a strategy that I basically use, and link will be in this video description to join my Telegram channel where I drop all my trades updates. You can check all the trade updates, because what I'm going to be explaining in this video now, you might need to rewatch it, but if you join this Telegram channel now, I'm going to be dropping some knowledge or some of my trade, how I use this price action trading strategy, how I use price action to trade generally. I'm going to be drop everything in this Telegram channel. Where to subscribe to the Telegram channel, so don't forget to smash the subscribe button, like this video, and if you have any question, comment it. I'm going to be answering everything. So without wasting much of our time, let me take you to my laptop screen in no time and explain everything to you in detail right here on my screen. This is what you are going to learn in this video. You can see price action trading strategy focus. The number one thing I'm going to be talking about here is trend line bounce or touch. This is the trend, this is the strategy you are going to be using. And we have the second thing, the second confluence, trend line touch. And first one is trend line touch or trend line bounce, and the second one is trend line wake. Under that one, we have trend line retail supply and demand zone, and which some people might call this supply and demand zone support and resistance. So the number one first thing I'm going to explain for you, you need to first understand what exactly is this price action to tally it with how market moves. So this is what I'm going to first explain. So right now, what is psychology of price action, or what is price action exactly itself? I'm going to explain that now. What exactly is price action? The psychology behind price action, I will just explain this based on my own understanding. I will not make it long. You know, markets move in two directions, either uptrend or downtrend, and sometimes market might be consolidating. As a price action trader, when market is consolidating, you don't have any trade to took in the market at that time. So let me explain price action in my own language. When human being is climbing a staircase, that is an uptrend. The way market move in steps, market does not move in parallel. So when human being is climbing a staircase up, that is an uptrend in the financial market. And when human being is coming down from the staircase back, that is a downtrend in the financial market. So this simple explanation that I just did now, I'm going to take you to the chart now and explain everything to you, how to tally the how human being climb the staircase together with how market moves, because we have already know that when human being want to use a staircase, human being will either climb up or climb down. And in the market, we already know that we are either buying or we are either selling. So just tally the human being climbing staircase or climbing it down together with the market climbing uptrend and downtrend, and I'm going to show you an example of that to prove that to you, that is how market behave exactly. First of all, this is the chart example of how I'm going to be explaining the understanding of what exactly is price action. As we all know that in the market, we only have uptrend and downtrend. We all agree about that. We have uptrend and downtrend, and sometimes market might be consolidating. This is an uptrend. When market is moving upwards like this, it's going more upwards like this, we are in an uptrend like that. And when market is moving like this, we are in a downtrend. We agree with that. So right now, if market is moving just parallel right here, as a price action trader, you don't have anything to trade in the market, except you have some experience about the market before. You can be trading at that point. But me, I basically trade either we are in an uptrend or downtrend. So let me now explain the two understanding behind this price action you need to know before I explain everything more about it. So you need to first understand this. Let's say this is a staircase. Let me create a staircase where human being is climbing a staircase. You can see, let's say this is a staircase where human being is climbing. You can see this is the way human being climbs staircase. This is the exact same way market moves. You can see right here, this is the exact same way market moves. Let's say human being, as human being is climbing staircase from this point to this point to this point, that is the way market move when we are in an uptrend. And when human being is coming down from the staircase, human being is descending, which also means downtrend in financial market. And if you look at this thing very well, if in the financial market, this is how our downtrend looks like. This is how our downtrend looks like. If you let me redraw this so you can understand it more. You can see this is how our downtrend looks like in the financial market. You can see for downtrend, this is how it looks like. You can see for downtrend, this is how markets move. All you just need in this video, what I'm going to be explaining is that I'm going to be explaining how you can briefly understand how the way human being climb the staircase, which is an uptrend, and how the human being climb down, which is a downtrend. I'm going to explain this to you in this video, so you can use the simple human knowledge of climbing staircase to be trading as your strategy. And this is the most strategic way to trade, because this is the exact same way market move. You don't need any complicated strategy, just the knowledge you have in your brain, normal human being behavior. Just be using it in the market. Let me show you an example before I now take you to other. You can see this is the way market moves. The way I explain that market move in steps. Let's say market move in steps like this. The way market move in steps like this is the way markets now come and execute it. Market does not execute it direct like step, but it is the same thing as step. I will figure it out for you now. You can see this is the way exactly market will just come up like this, come to this edge and come down. You can see come down and come to this edge and come down, and come to this edge and come down. You can see if I remove this step away now, you can see this exactly how market moves. So in this video, I will explain to you trend line, touch, or bounce or touch. So if you see it, you are going to execute a trade, or trend line where you see it, you are going to execute a trade with their confluences. So after you have understood, I believe you have understood what exactly price action is now. So I can move forward to explain the trend line, bounce or touch, and trend line breaks and their confluences. All you need to know, and all their rule you need to see before executing any trade. Right now, the next aspect I'm going to be talking about is the strategic plan of this trading strategy, which is the trend line strategy, support and resistance, which some people might call this demand and supply zone. Aspect I'm going to be talking about is the strategic plan, strategic entry and exit rule you need to see before executing any trade, and its strategy itself. I'm going to be explaining it to you on the chart right now. Right now on my screen, I've explained about the understanding of price action, that you might have understand price action a little bit now. But if I go explaining what trend line touch or trend line bounce exactly is, and trend line break, I'm going to be explaining about that right now. So first, let's talk about trend line bounce. Some people might still call it trend line touch, although me, I basically use anyone that I'm comfortable with. You can see for the trend line touch, this is what you are going to first see in the market. I'm not going to draw it on the chart right here, so it will not be like I've just filtered it out. I will still do it on the chart. You can see, let's say we first have first touch right here, we first have first buy right here, and it stop at this point. It become to drop, and it come to this extent, and it happened to be this again, to come back to this again and come back to this point. You see, as it come back to this point now, let me show you an example of where we are going to be looking forward. You can see this is the example of trend line touch buy example. You can see, let's say we first have first buy right here. We are not going to be entering any trade yet, although when you come to the chart, you might have already see these two already, or you see this one, mark it out and waiting for this one to occur. We wait for this one to occur, still wait for this one to occur to execute the trade. So let's say we come to the chart for the trend line touch. When using trend line touch to trend line touch, you have the first touch, second touch, and if you mark out this first touch, second touch, you have already see it. And let's say market is around this place at the time you come to the chart. We just wait for this put down. After this put down occur, you are not going to be entering at this point. If you enter at this point, your stop loss is going to be wider, and sometimes this third touch might still go to weak. So for the trend line touch strategy, you are going to wait for first touch, second touch, and at the third touch, at the point of this third touch, this is the place exactly you are going to be executing your trade, and you are going to put your stop loss around this place. You are going to look for the recent low that we have, but this is not what I'm going to be teaching in this video. If you want me to do a video about how to set stop loss, you can drop it in the comment section. I'm going to be doing a video about that. You can see just 1:2 trade. That is how I trade, how to use this price action trading strategy to trade trend line bounce for bullish trend line bounce. So let me show you an example of it for bearish also, so you can understand how to use it for the trend line touch before I move forward to trend line break. For the trend line touch bearish, for sell signal, trend line touch sell signal. For the sell signal, let's say market have moved, Let me clean this line up. Let's say market have been in a downtrend like this. First, like being in a downtrend like this, you can see all you just do is, once you come to your chart, just first locate these two. You can locate these two. If you locate, if you located these two cells that you already first, second, as I explained earlier, when you come to the chart, you might have, price might be around this point, and if you come to the chart, if price is around this point, you wait to this extent to come and touch. You will wait exactly. Sometimes market might move around this place very well without touching this place, but you will wait exactly because it is definitely going to touch. This is the point where most traders get it missed, because they cannot wait. You can see, you will just stop your stop loss, and 1:2, take profit is definitely going to hit. And for this aspect now, as I said, that we must have first touch, second touch. The reason why we don't buy from this second touch, sometimes this third touch might got weak, and this second touch might got weak, and if it got weak, what are you going to look for before taking any trade? That is what I'm going to be explaining under the aspect of trend line breaks. So I've explained the aspect of trend line touch. Now, the key importance of trend line touch is that you must already have first touch, second touch, and at the third touch you are going to be executing your trade, and you are not going to be taking, if fourth touch happen, you are not going to be executing any trade. And sometimes if this third touch and I believe your supposed entry, you can still wait. Sometimes it might retest to come back to the entry to execute the trade. But the most important trade that we took under this trend line touch is the third touch. If you have the third touch, you are going to execute that trade, and at the fourth touch, the trend is becoming more weakened. The fourth touch, you did not have access to took any trade. Just under the trend line bounce or trend line touch, you have the first touch, second touch, you execute the trade at the third touch. That is the entry rule on trend line touch. So other aspects of this trend line are basically based on trend line break, which I'm going to be explaining soon. I have explained about trend line touch. Now, the rule behind this trend line touch is that you must have your first touch, second touch, and the third touch you are going to be executing your trade. And at the fourth touch, you are not going to be taking any trade, because we expect the fourth touch to break. And if the second touch break or the third touch break, what you are going to do, it is what I'm going to be teaching right now in trend line break under the section of trend line breaks. Explain the aspect of the trend line bounce. The next aspect I'm going to be explaining now is the aspect of this trend line break, which come with this trend line retest, supply and demand zone. The aspect I'm going to be explaining now is the aspect of this trend line break. Without wasting much of our time, let me get started with the bullish trend line break, so I can explain that. You can see this is for the buy. You can see, let's say market has been moving now, as I've stated earlier, that if we have the first touch right here, first touch, second touch, and third touch. You can see at this third touch like this, we are expecting, okay, this is for the sell week, rather. We have the first touch right here, second touch, and the third touch. Let's say at the third touch right here, we get to buy right here, and we get take profit hit 1:2, depending on the trade, depending on what stop loss that you are going to be setting. 1:2. Let's say this third touch, that the third touch has occurred, we have taken a trade on it. We are expecting this fourth touch to come and break, come right here and break. It might break and started dropping, or it might break or retest at this point. So that is for the normal trading for the break, for the sell. And once you see the break right here, you are going to be selling from this. We are going to be selling from this point. This is for the normal break, for the fourth touch. But sometimes there are sometimes that it might got weak at this third touch, and if it got weak at this third touch, you most time if it goes break at this third touch, but if I explain it to you on the chart, you might have not even see trade right here, because if it want to break at this third touch, it will break itself. It will just break instantly without doing any comeback to show any buy momentum right here. That is why you need to learn about candlestick and or chart pattern. Also, you can see if it come here to come and break like this, if it come here to come and break at this third touch, you are not going to be selling at this point exactly. You are going to wait for this tortoise that break to retest, and once it retest, if the tortoise break and it retest, that is when you are going to be going for a trade, for a sell right here from it retest, because the retest that occur is confirming it that this thing has changed by that we are going to be selling at this point. Same thing apply to second touch. If second touch also gets weak, you are going to wait for a retest. It's not that if the first, we have the first touch, second touch, third touch, the third touch you are going to be buying from there. And let's now say if the third touch weak, you are going to wait for a retest to occur. And same thing to second touch, but most time it is the third touch usually go up and respect the line, but sometimes it might break, and if it break, you are going to wait for it to retest to execute any trade. The for the sell breaks, sell break. Let me show you an example for the buy break also. So I will now bring, after explaining that finish, I will now bring the confluences of this trend line. I will explain the retest from this break. You can see, let's say we are in a downtrend. We are in a downtrend like this. We are in a downtrend. Let's say we are in a downtrend like this. Let's say this is our trend line that we mark out on the trend line. You can see we have the first touch, we have the second touch, we have the third touch, and we took our trade at this point. We have a sell trade at this point, and after selling from this point, after we sell from this point and we get take profit heated, we are expecting the fourth touch to come. Fourth touch that is coming at this point, we are expecting it to break up, and when it break, it might retest it, or it might. So anytime we see a break on a trend line, we wait for it to retest before we confirm it. But the most important break that we used to up in directly is the fourth touch, because if fourth touch occur, this is high confidence trade that we should up in directly. Fourth touch breaks, we are going to be upping to execute any trade directly. But if the third touch got weak, we wait for retest. If the second touch got weak, we wait for retest. And most time first touch will occur, second touch will occur. Most time if the second touch break, you cannot detect that. The most detectable break is the third break and fourth break. If the third touch got weak, we wait for a retest before to execute any trade in the direction that it break to. And for the fourth touch, we are not going to be waiting for a retest. Either we are going to be buying, and if fourth touch doing a retest, we can still load more position. But that is not what I'm going to be explaining in today. Let's say for this break now, it's supply and demand, so which some people might call it support and resistance. Let me explain it to you. Let's see, you can see this is our support right here. This is our support right here. This candle that if this fourth touch got weak and it want to retest, to confirm that you might still load more trade, it will retest and come back to this support right here to become buy. That means even if you can see it will definitely come back to this support to come and retest before you begin to buy. So even if you are not using trend line, you can be using this supply and demand zone. But I just use this supply and demand zone for confirmation. Let's say I've added one position at this point like this. I've added one position at this point like this, and once I see this retest, I can still add more position for this retest because it has come back to my entry. That is for the fourth touch. But for the fourth touch, once it break, we are going to be executing the trade exactly. Same thing applicable to third touch that I'm explaining. You can see, let's say we have the first touch right here, second touch right here, and the third touch. This is our third touch. If the third touch got break, if it got break like this, we just wait for it to retest at this point, and once it retest, we are going to be buying. So I will switch back to face camera now and explain the rule to you as it is supposed to be. So in this video now, I'm able to explain to you the trend line bounce and trend line break. And trend line break also is trend line break that also comes with the retest and support and resistance confluences. Although for the trend line bounce, it's just a simple thing that you can just use only trend line to trade. But for the trend line break, it requires a lot of confluences to see. Let me switch back to face camera. And conclusively, this has bring me to the end of this video. In this video, I've been able to briefly explain how price action trading system look like. Although in this video, I just explained the practical aspect and the rule, just drawing it on the chart. I did not explain it exactly on how it look like on the chart. The reason why I did this is that I don't want to to do it on the chart right now. So you watching this video now thinking that I have filtered it out before I do it on the chart. So if you want me to do a video about it on the chart, let's say I'll just do like price action trading strategy for a month or like 2 week or 3 week on GBP like, or any pairs you want, drop it in the comment section. Like, you just want me to do this analysis on a pair for a particular time, so I can do it for like a month or 2 weeks back testing on a chart, so I can show you right here on my YouTube channel. So if you want to learn more about this and how I use it, after draw everything on my chart before I execute any trade, or before and after I execute any trade, I drop it in my Telegram channel. Link will be in this video description to join the Telegram channel. And the broker that I use to trade is Access Market. They have zero spread, zero commission, and fastest withdrawal. Link will also be in this video description to sign up with Access Market. And the program that I use is good funded. Their link will also be in this video description. So don't forget to smash the subscribe button, like this video, and if you have any question, comment it below. Bye for now.